Good afternoon, everybody. I made it in here. Don't know how long I'm going to stay. I'll try to be in here as long as I can. Let's see how it goes, see if we can pick anything up along the way. I'll try to be in here at least a half an hour, so at least until 3:30. Hey, Beth. Hey, Kurt. David. I'm going to be looking primarily at RTY, and we'll see if YM pops up anything. Thanks, Mitchell. Appreciate that. I'm also going to be testing some other stuff besides the Intrabar stuff. I will not be talking about what I'm testing, so if you hear like orders being submitted, executed, pay no attention to that unless it's something that I call for the Intrabar Scalp, and I'll let you know. We go to the direction of the money magnet. That's correct. So if the money magnet, the money magnet, the mini magnet, if the mini magnet is on the top of the bar, then we're shooting for the top, so we're going long. If the mini magnet's on the bottom, we're doing the opposite. We're going to be shooting long, short. My call with Lori went fantastic. Yeah, money magnets are good too. Let's hope we can attract them all, right?
Order submitted. Order canceled.
Did you guys hear that come through? The order submitted, order canceled, just out of curiosity. You did not. Okay, good. So you won't hear any of that stuff. All right, cool. So it won't distract you. And just give me a second. I'm looking away from the chat. I'm testing all of my trade copier, make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted. Order canceled.
Okay. KR, it's not that I was taking it easy. It's just I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it back. And I'm a little tight on time, but we'll see what I can do. That's funny, David. Yes, Victor, I'm using the OP Simple 10 bar, the Diagnostic 10. Yeah, Dominic, I would stick to just one market, learn the system, learn the setups, literally like make sure that it's something that you can execute without even thinking about it before you move on. Just build yourself a solid foundation. Um, I see the, is it Harris or Harish? Harish or Harish? Harish. To answer your question, I did not like the YM, so no. So Harish, Harish, is that correct? Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I just want to make sure I don't want to butcher anybody's name. I apologize. Grant, no, I do not. Yeah, Dominic, if you look at the way, and CJ posted the link with this really nice link sheet. I think the first option there is the way. So go through that, and it'll kind of give you a little roadmap. There you go, Dominic. Just look at the link that CJ just posted, and I think the very first one at the top is the way, or talks about the way. Yeah, ES is it's a different animal, KR. You have to understand the different quirks in that particular market. It does have some nuances in it, which I'm not familiar with because I don't trade ES, so I don't know what they are, so I can't unfortunately guide you. Yeah, I mean, ES and I are not friends when it comes to this kind of stuff. Maybe someday.
Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted. Or order canceled.
I know I'm being kind of quiet. There's really nothing to look at this point. There's nothing there. Yeah, KR, it's unfortunately now I won't be able to go into that because I'm trying to focus on this. And I'm just glancing over at the chat every now and then. Again, it's if you guys saw my setup, I basically have like 17 monitors, and the chat is basically the monitor behind me, so I have to turn around to see the chat. So I'm trying to focus on the chart, or actually the OP chart. Yeah, it's like giving back everything it just gained over the course of 10 minutes and like dropped it in 2. Dominic, I'm calling Intrabar Scalps during the power hour. So while I'm in here this afternoon, I'm only calling Intrabar Scalps. I actually have it's like an L-shape standing desk. I actually have a treadmill. Um, Don, IBS is something I guess somebody just threw out there for an acronym for the Intrabar Scalp. So, Nikita, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a stacked mini magnet with basically large numbers, and then I'm looking for price to retrace 10 ticks away from it, get in, and then go back to the mini magnet as my target to get it taken out. And that's basically the long and short of it. It's something completely different, Dominic. Has nothing to do with sniper. We're just reading just the regular standard blank OP chart. Okay, so if you guys remember, I posted this earlier today. I just marked it up. So the arrow is basically the chart that I'm looking at. That's it. That's all I care about is just that one single bar chart. Okay, so we just had one
Order filled.
on RTY. Entry is 1923.8, target 1922.8. We're targeting that mini magnet down below. Now, unfortunately, this did not have a cluster. If I noticed that, I would have not gone into this trade. It's correct. Now the cluster shows up. Okay, so, but it's a little late, but we'll see what happens. The cluster doesn't really matter, as long as it's below the entry. And unfortunately, this does not look good for us. They could still technically win, because it is going to go down and test that cluster. And that mini magnet was pretty big. And we're one tick away from profit. We just, okay, profit.
Order
We just got
filled.
profit. So it's out. Okay, so that's one. But it was a questionable entry, guys. I have it. No, I have the ATM at 10:21. I use the regular ATM that I use for the Lorex. I use the same one here. Again, it was questionable because we got in it before the cluster. We probably would have still gotten in it once the cluster showed up. Got in a little too early, but the result's still the same. I'll have to have Lori review this so she can kind of give us the critique on it. Although she's probably listening. And Lori, remind me to go over this with you. It's recorded, so. All right, let's see if we can find another one. Vegas, you just missed one trade that we took that was a winner. I think it was a questionable entry. Ultimately, at the end, it still would have been an entry, and it won. So, yeah, Mona, it's on the scroll up a little bit. You'll see I posted a link to the chart that I'm looking at, and I'm pointing to the 10-tick OP chart. So we have the same setup again. Not quite as big of a mini magnet, and we did have a cluster, so I'm not going to put an entry. This bar is gone, so we're moving on to the next one. Anybody else get into that trade that we were just in? Just out of curiosity. John, it doesn't really work that way, but okay. Yeah, that's the problem with this, Nick, is that the call out, it's literally almost impossible for me. I'm going to try, but it's almost impossible for me to call it out and try to execute the trade at the same time. I did call the price to get in, so you can put the entry price should stay where it is, because remember, just like sniper rules, the first thing we do is identify the target. Well, what's our target? Our target is that mini magnet, so that's not moving. The target's there. If it moves, the trade's off. So when the target's there, we're basically 10 ticks away from it. That's our entry. So if it goes up, down, ideally we do want it to go up so it can retrace and go back down and pick us up on the way down if we're going short. So once the entry is placed, if I called it and I got in and you missed it, as long as it didn't take profit, you saw what it did. It actually went and the bar closed up, so you had plenty of time to get in at the right price. John, so there was no reason for you to get in at a different price and target something different, because that's not the way that the Intrabar scalp was designed. Does that make sense? Yeah, Dominic, if you can't get into the exact price, don't get in. It's okay. It's all right. No problem. Yeah, Dominic, just put the price, the entry price where it was called. We don't deviate from that. This is still pretty early in the bar, Tempest, so we need to try to wait. By the way, did you get your Tempest? Did you get the data stuff figured out yet, or no? I don't want to get into the conversation. Just a yes or no, because I know you were trying to work on that. So, Chris, 10 ticks. That's the target. Yeah. On the trade that we took, the target was at 1922.8, right? No. Yes, the entry was 1923.8. The target was 1922.8. That's where the mini magnet was. The mini magnet was on 1922.8. So our entry was 10 ticks above. Correct, CJ. Intrabar scalp is 10 ticks, not 9. Grant, I have not. And when NQ moves normally during normal trading session, it's almost impossible to follow. I wouldn't. The price moves so fast that I wouldn't be able to catch it. Looking at it now, it moves okay. I might be able to, but just the way everything is set up right now, I have my monitors set up a certain way with my charts a certain way just for intrabar scalps. So yeah, with all these monitors, each one of them serves a purpose. Grant, I don't know. I don't trade ES. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I wouldn't be able to tell you. Bruce, I do, and only once have I had to move it. Usually the way it's designed and goes, it never even gets close to that. It maybe retraces like 4 or 5 ticks, and then it goes to target. So I'll be like in a drawdown 4 or 5 ticks, and then it hits target. Hung, me, NQ and RTY, if you're asking me. Or Hyung. Is it Hyung? Did I pronounce that correctly? Hyung? I'll call you Alex. All right. Chris, KR, there's a video on how to set up the OP chart that I have. That video, it kind of shows you how I have my chart set up. I did. Chris, I'm using order keys. All I'm going to say, guys, is I talked to Lori. That's all I'm going to say. Oliver, how do you get what chart? Yeah, Dominic, like I mentioned it before, I don't know if you caught it. Basically, we're looking for a stacked mini magnet, and we're looking to get in 10 ticks away from it, and then that mini magnet becomes our target. No, Beth. When I'm saying stacked, very high numbers on the mini magnet. If you're looking at the cell, the numbers on them, the cells, not the sale, but the cells, the cells themselves. So we're looking. Everything is all on the 10. There's nothing. We're not pulling anything off the 30. So Beth, let's try to keep this as simple as possible, right? So it's just the basic OP10. And we're looking at the numbers. So when a mini magnet shows up, when I'm saying stacked, it means like there's a lot of orders on it. Chris, you said something on NQ worked. I'm looking back like 3 or 4 bars. I don't see anything that's high enough that would produce a mini magnet that would give you the criteria. So I don't know what worked. I don't know what you were looking at. That's correct, Trampas. Again, that hasn't been defined yet, so it's all relative to the bar. There's so many parameters that have just not been defined yet. It's just, I'm just calling what I see, and from what I understand, it's very hard for me to articulate it at times, and I apologize for that. And it's maybe something that we have to ask Lori. CJ, you want to try to answer Oliver's question really quickly? Please. What about a ZOI crash, David? Okay, I'm looking at YM. There's nothing. RTY, there's nothing. There's nothing on either market right now. Yeah, stacked orders. That mini magnet that was on RTY was not big enough. The OP is what I use for when I trade the Lorex. If you're talking about my chart, if you're seeing it on my chart, that's what I use it for. So Mona, sorry, I wasn't trying to confuse you, right? It does. If we're going long, you want the numbers on the right to be higher. If we're going short, you want the numbers on the left to be higher. It is not, Philip. The higher the better, Beth. Preferably mid to high double digits. So like 20 plus. But there's a lot of other factors as well, which I unfortunately am not at liberty to discuss yet. But, you know, try to get the basics first. What do you mean, Nikita? Well, the left side is all the selling contracts, and the right side is all the buying contracts. I mean, that's what all the numbers on the OP basically chart. That what's what they mean on the bar. Okay, so if let's say we're planning on going short, and let's look at RTY right now. So there's a mini magnet on there, right? But you saw there was a 3-9. So those numbers are reversed. We want the numbers to be the other way around. We want the 9 to be on the sell side, not the buy side. And the flip would be the opposite if you're going long. Does that make sense, Nikita? Do you get it now? Oh, you don't have an OP chart up? OP simple. Just put up a OP simple chart. Load 1 day on it, and that's it. That's correct, Beth. Exactly. Those are the key numbers, is where the mini magnet is located. So whatever, you know, because it's going to be at the end of, it's going to be at the very, very bottom or the very, very top. So like right now on RTY, there's a mini magnet forming there, okay? It's pink. Now it's always going to be pink until the bar closes, then it turns white. So if this bar was to close long, that mini magnet would stay and it would turn white, but we want it to go away, so we're targeting the pink. Okay, so now it's not, okay, now see how it's like 29, 20 to 9, but it got taken out. So it's 5-1, right? So this number has a better chance of sticking and the actual price action going long than it does the other way around. The higher the numbers, the better chance it has for the price to keep going short.
Order filled.
Nope, just mini magnet. Just a mini magnet. So key components we're looking for: mini magnet and cluster. That's it. Yep, no problem. high numbers on the right to go long on the mini magnet. High numbers to go right. On the long side, we're looking at the right side. On the short side, we're looking at the left side. I don't know, Chris. I don't know.
Order filled.
What do you mean? Do I have a screenshot? Screenshot of what? That's correct. Yeah, Chris, I don't think that's going to work for you, that trade. No, that mini magnet was, I don't know ES, but that mini magnet just did not look big enough. I don't know ES. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, Chris, it's not watching for bigger spreads. You really have to know the market. Um, and unless you're familiar with ES, I have no idea what those numbers represent. But what I could tell based on those numbers on the mini magnet compared to everything else, it just didn't look right. David, what's VC? Yes, Edwin. The volume cluster. I'm guessing as close as we can. Yeah, we just call them clusters. Yeah, Grant, we're only targeting a mini magnet. Alex, you should be trading your own charts. The room charts are just there for reference. It's not recommended that you trade off of those. Yeah, Chris, no worries. Hoping you got something today. You're welcome, Philip. Yeah, so we got one trade today. That's good. And we got a trade yesterday. That's good. So we're 2-0 for the power hour trades. So that's good. Keep this up. It'll be great.
Order filled.
Yeah, Chris.
Order filled.
So that's for today. I'm done. I'm going to take off. That's 3 trades I took today. I took 2 Intrabar scalps, 1 now, 1 during normal session, and I had a losing simplicity trade, if you guys remember. So you don't need much. You don't need much to have a good day. So, all right, guys. It was fun again. So make sure you let Lori that you guys are having fun doing this in the afternoon, and she'll probably keep bugging me to make sure that I do this on a regular basis. So have a great weekend, everybody. It was fun hanging out with you guys again today, and we will see you guys all on Monday. Have a good one.